clean up in aisle 5. You're gonna need tear gas, pepper spray, and assault gear just to listen to this show.
Sasquatch, the moon landing, UFOs, 9/11, flat earth, JFK. All of these things have one thing in common: unanswered questions. So let's get to the bottom of that.
Now here's something completely random.
Animals in action, animals in action.
Random.
We using that in the intro?
Thank you and good night!
Dice Man Enterprises exclusively presents a talk show that will get to the bottom of things once and for all. And now here's your host for Let's Get to the Bottom of That, a bunch of weirdos on a mic. Right. One, two, three, go! Woo!
Come on. Johnny's not even vibing, dude. What is up over there?
Johnny doesn't know how to work her phone.
Come on.
I can't dance, I'm crippled.
I can't either because I'm white.
I would like the record to show that I'm actually crippled and I'm not making fun of
Show
crippled
us.
people.
Yeah, she's messed up.
Shout out. Yeah, this is for the audience at home. We're crippled.
Shout out. How many
Aaron,
surgeries you had?
12 so far. I still
Shout
got
out 12 surgeries.
2 more to go. 28 broken bones and 2 torn nerves.
Died twice.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. She was an artist. One of the, I think,
Artist
you
formerly
were-
known as I Died.
You were nominated for Best in KC, weren't you?
I won Best of Casey in the pitch 2 years in a row.
What is that?
The Pitch is a popular newspaper in Kansas City, and they do a best of, and they rank like local restaurants, local activities, and I won Best Paint Party 2 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I learn something new every time we get on the show with
Every
Johnny.
single time.
Last time it was improv.
You guys just gotta. I'm like
This
an
time
onion.
it's, yeah,
I'm
we're just going to peel back.
Just keep going.
Welcome back to the program, everyone at home. We appreciate you tuning in. This is Let's Get to the Bottom of That podcast.
Tuning in.
We've got Joey here. Curtis is out for the month of May on sabbatical. Joey's back. Appreciate you coming back. And he brought a guest with us, Johnny.
What's up?
Do you go by Johnny?
Today it's Steve actually.
Okay.
Steve McQueen.
Stevie.
We just got finished doing a two-parter. Sean Combs, P. Diddy, and Justin Bieber. So I hope you enjoyed all that stuff.
Justin Belieber.
That was good. I learned stuff I didn't even know about. So
I didn't either.
You
She
just-
told me this already, and I was still
you said I
surprised.
didn't either.
You just
Yeah,
say
she already
something
told-
with confidence and people believe
You
you.
see what I'm saying?
That's what we do.
It blew
That's what we do.
Byron's mind.
We have a guy. His name's Aaron Ease. He's been wanting to call in. He's a pastor out in Oregon, and he's on a farm, so he's got a lot of farm animals. He's a really, really huge fan of the show. He's been trying to call in, but he's going to love this episode. We're going to talk about Old Testament gods.
Are we dedicating it to Aaron? Shout out
Yes.
Aaron.
Let's
Is he
shout out to
calling in?
Aaron.
When's he calling in?
I wish he always says, hey, I want to call in, but he messaged me on Discord and said, hey, you recording tomorrow? And I was like, what the heck? I was like, how did you know? He's like, timing.
Dude, he's locked in.
He's like,
He's
I was
locked
like,
in.
and then like when he said he wanted to call in, he was like out of pocket or something. I don't know. He's probably busy, but he'll ask his congregation. He'll take questions from the congregation, which I respect,
Yeah.
because last time I was in a service, I was like, you know what? At the end of, if I ever get up and preach behind a pulpit at the end, I'm going to go, are we got any questions or comments?
Yeah. Comments are
I
concerns.
just, y'all got questions for what I just talked about?
It's better if
Remember,
you
like-
just drop the notes run outside, hop in your private helicopter, and take off.
That's better.
That's better for everybody.
Yeah, and then pull your pants down, get that V shred going.
get that
Yep.
V shred. Hop in the private helicopter,
Right.
take
Do a
off.
little head snuggle with Justin Bieber.
Get a little head snuggle, yeah, and then go on a Christian circuit with Baldwin.
Yeah, and then say, if you're not giving more than $1,000, we don't want it. God
right.
doesn't
Hey,
want it.
ushers, close the door, please.
Yeah, close
Don't let
the door.
anybody out
It's
till
like
we get a
locked in.
grand.
It's like the financial advisors that only take you on if you have more than $5 million.
Yeah,
Sorry, man, we're not accepting new
Price of
people in-
admission.
yeah, exactly.
you're not exclusive enough for me to help you get $5 million. You need to already
you don't
have a bunch of money.
deserve our smoke machine.
Right. Because we have to put liquid in that thing.
Yeah.
Liquid gold.
And you know where that you know where that comes from? Petroleum.
My thing is, like, if you already have $5 million, why do you even need a financial advisor?
I
You've
guess,
already made it. You're doing okay.
well, I
Because
guess you need an advisor to tell you how to spend the $5 million.
this day and age, $5 million's gone, especially with the way you spend money.
Right.
Hey, don't-
You're going to do
you
that
don't
on a
know nothing.
harness from the ceiling.
All I know is this: I'm paying for everything cash. I'm going full Dave Ramsey. I'm gonna spend it all.
Wait,
I'm
he
paying
says
for my
spend.
house. I'm paying for my cars. Everything cash.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. You got your 6 months expenses in the bank.
Yep.
You've got your any credit card debt. You got to snowball that out.
Snowball. Get it.
And
get
then-
it gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what do you do with the rest?
Well, you save
Roth
it for
IRA.
Well, you save
So I
it.
can never touch it again.
What's
Right.
hey Joey, what's a Roth IRA?
It's a IRA.
What's an IRA?
Well, I'll tell
Return
you.
on investment.
See, there was a guy back in the
I don't know
70s.
what the actual word IRA
was a-
is.
He
I
was
was
in a
just trying to
band named Van Halen. Lead singer was David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
And he came up with this financial plan on how to, do your money. And he had an uncle. His name was Ira, Uncle
Mm-hmm.
Ira. So he became Roth IRA. So that's where that's come from.
I believe it.
Yeah, let's go. Question of the week. Here, Joey, read last week's question.
Ooh, I can't read on the spot.
You can't.
Nah, my kids' stories. I've
All right,
read the
which
same
one is
book
this?
3 times.
Oh,
It's
here's
been different
last
every
week's
time.
question.
Okay.
Go ahead and shout that one out. And you got it right, by the way. Johnny got it right.
Last week's question was, what organization tried to silence reporter Paulette Cooper by having her committed to a psychiatric hospital? The choices were A, Black Lives Matter, B, the Tea Party, C, the Church of Scientology, and D, the Illuminati. And the answer was the Church of Scientology, because they are run by aliens and everything comes back to aliens.
And aliens want women
And
to
guess
be
what aliens
shirtless.
are? Fallen angels.
They
Yeah.
are, which ties in to today's episode.
Right. Hello, the Watchers.
Says who?
Yeah. Says us.
Says the Orthodox.
It's
What do you
common, it's common knowledge that aliens and demons are all fallen angels disguised
And-
by different names
right.
to trick people.
Disguised as a dude, playing a dude,
Playing another dude.
pretending to be another dude.
and he gets soul swapped.
Soul swap.
And you don't even know who you're talking
Shout
to.
out Selena Gomez.
Shout out.
Oh, what's this week's question of the week, Joey? Tell the folks at home what they win.
They will win. You guys will win the rights to land on an undisclosed location on a different planet in a different universe.
Oh, I thought he was going to say an
You're
island.
signing them
I
up
thought
to
he was
get
gonna say
anally
an
probed?
island. You get to
Yeah.
land on an island. It's
Oh.
undisclosed.
Yeah, an undisclosed
It's
island.
got this weird temple on it.
a weird temple.
Blue and white stripes, gold accents, weird.
What's this basement thing? What's
Yeah.
anyway? Go ahead. Sorry, just side railing.
So the question of the week is
yeah.
the secretive religious order of the Knights Templar
Oh, we love those guys.
are credited for starting what modern industry? A,
Okay,
the military-industrial complex.
that makes sense.
B, tele-evangelism. C, the banking system.
Oh, we just talked about that.
Or D, the prison system.
Read the question one more time.
I'm going to go with military.
Okay, read the question one more time.
The secretive religious order of the Knights of the Templar are credited for starting what modern industry? A, the military-industrial complex. B, tele-evangelism. C, the banking system. Or D, the prison system.
I'm going to say the prison system because it is
Mm,
one of the most
that's another show.
capitalized industries in the world.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, because
Allegedly.
it's private
It's
sector.
a private sector, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's a whole network going on with the prison system.
Yeah,
But that's another show.
Another show.
Yeah.
We've come up with like
Put that on the
7
list.
shows just
We
today.
put that on the list, Jamie.
Tune in next week to find the answer.
Tune in next week. You might hear Byron say, I don't have any ideas.
Yep.
I'm out of opinions.
There you go.
Anyway, I think it's a military-industrial complex.
All right.
Anyway, Knights Templar, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the Catholics, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shout out,
whoa. That was England.
No, it was Catholics.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Rome? So it was Rome.
That was pre.
For some reason, I always thought they were under the Queen of England,
Well, there. Yes.
King Richard VIII or whatever. Here's my Knights Templar. Let's go kill some people.
There's a
The
lot of history
Crusades.
in the past,
There is, really.
and
There's a lot.
that's some history right there.
So
But
you
that was
think-
pre Reformation. That was pre Martin Luther.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that was the Templars in control, or were they sent to the Orthodox to kill those people by the Catholics?
Technically,
Remember when that happened?
Yeah, 1204.
Yeah, he was there.
Technically not.
Oh, okay.
Technically, they weren't sent. They were sent to go do something else.
But it was Knights Templars.
But they stopped it. Yeah, it was Crusades.
Is that
Yeah.
where
Okay.
Paul
I think
Revere
that
came
was the Beastie Boys song.
Yeah.
What? No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
in? No,
Mhm.
Paul Revere.
Oh,
But
Gotcha.
technically, they were supposed to go to the holy city of Jerusalem. This is off of memory. So
I saw a
anyone
movie
who
about
studied
that.
the Crusades, they're probably going to like, this guy's retarded.
yeah. We'll get comments like, "You guys are full of crap."
But 1204, yeah, they stopped into the holy city of Byzantium
Oh,
and raided and pillaged, stole a bunch of icons, stole a bunch of
so that was the Orthodox. Okay,
yeah, they did that to the Orthodoxy. That was like
but they
was
weren't
the,
commissioned to do that. Were they just? Was that?
technically
Oh,
not.
gotcha. So
Wink,
one of those
wink,
cover-ups
nod,
again.
nod.
Yes.
What are you talking about, bro?
Yes, but it's what solidified it. Solidified it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
solidified the schism, because the schism was kind of like a soft schism in 1054, because it was like they just excommunicated each other,
Excommunicated.
the Pope
great
and
word.
the Father, the Patriarch of Byzantine at the time. But there was still a chance of the church healing. But then after the crusade happened, it was like, no.
I love a good Byzantine.
Yeah, me too, man. Shout out the city.
okay.
Shout out
So I always
Istanbul.
thought, did they ever go? Did they ever go under the allegiance of the Great Britain, the Templars? For some reason, I always thought they were under the England patriarchy.
There's a lot of history here.
There is in the
There's-
past.
yes, in the
So
like
maybe okay. So we'll have to look that up, Jamie, right?
so
We'll get to that.
I've
later.
read a couple books, but yes, basically the East and the West separated. I can't remember at the time what England and stuff, what that was. There was
I
a
do
different name
know
for it.
this. I do know this. England wanted to. They didn't want to go under the authority of the Pope,
Mhm.
and they were like, you know what? We're going to be Protestant now, but we're going to do it under this leadership, which was the king monarchy.
Yeah, but that was later.
Well,
That
I'm
was
just
later
saying.
than this,
Still, they were like, hey, we got our own thing now. We don't
Yeah.
need that Pope thing from Rome,
You got the first Protestants, that was the Catholic Church. I'm gonna get some flack for that.
right?
And then
Shout out.
basically everything split off from there at various times. In a
Man.
nutshell.
Okay. Well, what if I told you that the Old Testament isn't just a religious book?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a record of it's a record of war, but not of armies, not of kings, a war of gods. What if I told you that? But not fake ones, not fairy tales, but something in the ancient world that people believed was very, very real,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like they would die for it.
Well, there was Wars of Kings too, though.
Well, sure,
Yeah, but that's
that
not
was
what we're
later.
talking about. Stay focused.
Yeah, this is an Old Testament kings.
We're talking about Old Testament.
Right.
gods.
Today we think of religion as belief systems, opinions, philosophies, but ancient people didn't believe in gods the way we do today. They lived in a world where gods controlled everything. They controlled the weather, war, fertility, death. Every nation had one. Moab had theirs, Ammon had theirs, the Philistine had theirs, and Israel had Yahweh.
Lowercase g.
But here's the real question I'm going to ask. Was Yahweh just one tribal god among many other? Or was it something else? Well,
Mm.
today, where I stand on this question is Yahweh was something else. He is the one true God, the sole creator of the universe. Today, we're going to go over some of those false gods that were recorded in the Old Testament and the nations that supported them. Welcome to Old Testament gods, false gods in the Old Testament.
You guys ever hear that sound?
You got your notes, right? Because I got your notes as well.
Yeah. I got some notes.
What we can do is, here's what I've done. I've listed some of the false gods. If you want to dive deep into some of them, we can hit your notes. The first one is probably the most famous one is Baal.
Yeah. So
Some people say Baal.
yeah, I like Baal.
I like balls.
Yeah. Put an S on there.
Yeah.
I did 3 gods specifically and kind of delve deep on 3 of them.
Did you really?
Yeah. I mean,
So if I hit one on the list, well, I'll just pivot to you.
Yep.
And then we can throw it to Johnny for some outside commentary.
Yeah, because Johnny did no research for this.
Well,
so
that's fine
we're just-
because you talked about Molech in one of your other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know something's going on back there.
Oh, it's going on.
I got
You know-
Baal, Molech, and Shemosh.
Shemosh.
Yeah, I hit them 3. I hit
Okay,
them hard,
so
dude.
Baal was the most. And so I learned. Here's where I learned these pronounced. It was Southern Baptist. That's what they
Bahal.
said.
It's
Baal.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get it back in
Yeah,
your
the
throat.
Turk.
Bahal.
Shout out Istanbul. Baal was
shout
the
out
most
Turkey.
infamous rival, worshipped across Canaan as the. I didn't know this. Storm and the fertility god.
Mm-hmm.
The key clash was 1 Kings. I love that story. 18. Elijah versus the prophets of Baal on Mount. I almost said Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel or
Are you sure?
Carmel.
I was going to say, is it caramel?
Is it caramel or caramel?
If you ask my husband,
Go ahead.
who thinks he's an expert because he worked for Godiva Chocolates, he says it's caramel.
Well, I got to refer to that then.
Yeah, we're going.
If he's
we're going
Godiva
back to the-
Chocolates,
we're going
dude.
to the
Yeah.
source code.
So I refuse. It is caramel.
Shout out.
I also wash my clothes because I'm from Missouri.
All right, get her off the
Dude,
show.
my mother-in-law says Missouri.
Yeah,
I thought she was the only one.
I don't say that. My grandma says.
Why
says,
do they do that?
She says Wersh. She says Missouri. She says Illinois.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law
do it on
says
purpose.
yallow.
Yeah.
Yallow.
Yellow?
Yeah.
Yep.
What y'all doing out there?
The color yallow.
All right, so it's gonna let you go,
Yeah.
and then they start talking about something
I
completely
say
different.
misery because it's misery.
It's miserable.
It's miserable
Um,
living in misery.
So Elijah had a showdown on this mountain.
Yeah.
So the narrative angle is that there was a direct power showdown between Yahweh and a regional god.
Guess who won?
Guess who won? And it was embarrassing
Mhm.
if you don't know the story.
Yeah, Baal
all
fell
the-
asleep.
All the people, all the folks at home, Elijah said, "Hey, you know what? Put wood on all this stuff here, and then I want you to put some water on it,
Yeah.
and then I want you to do it again."
Yeah.
He
yeah,
like
yeah.
doubled up.
Well, you forgot the important part.
What? He killed him.
No.
What's the important part?
Before he started pouring water on it, he just had normal wood out there
Mm-hmm.
and asked them to call down fire.
Right. He
And-
told them to do it.
And what were they doing?
They're like, "How?" They were cutting themselves.
Yeah, they're
Hey,
flinging.
Baal. She
She was like,
How's it gonna Baal?
Yep, didn't happen.
It always involved blood and sacrifice and some kind of harm being done to someone, and just dark.
Yeah.
It was always dark, and then Elijah shows up and it was like, "Here is light.
Mm-hmm.
Here is Yahweh. You lose."
Right. And then he was like, because if I'm not mistaken, he was these people were causing a disturbance with his people.
Mm-hmm.
It was causing problems.
Yeah.
So have you
Um,
guys seen the new Avatar, Fire and Ash?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It-
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the anime.
Actually, I was watching it and I was talking to my husband about this, about how James Cameron just steals stories
Mm.
from everything else.
Yeah.
And the fire people in Fire and Ash remind me a lot of this story, and the people who worship Baal or Baal. What did we decide on?
Bahal.
Just say it how you say it like you want.
In the way that they worship the fire and they're cutting themselves and they're worshiping. And when you watch that scene in the movie, it reminds me of this scene described in the Bible of that war going on and of the sacrifice and
Dude,
the
that movie,
I
the weird sexual
hated it.
tension between the military
that
general.
main guy and the chick.
Dude was like, what the hell is
it was
this even
no,
for?
and I think it was just all supposed to be just representative of like Egyptian culture and how they were very sexualized, and whenever they worshiped their gods, it was always orgies, and it was supposed to be like that. And then when they take the kid into the wood to sacrifice him, it's very Abraham on the Mount with Isaac, and I'm just like, so it was just I just watched that yesterday, and then to see that, I'm like, I was just talking about this yesterday and how they just ripped off that story for that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fire, the wood, the call fire from the sky, the cutting themselves, the orgy.
It was all there.
It's all in that movie.
And then Elijah, he calls fire. Hey, wet this wood for me. And he calls fire, and then God shows out, and then he pulls his sword out and kills all of them.
And here's why this is important.
What?
Because
which part?
Baal, the word name Baal means Lord and Master or owner.
That's right.
So in the Northwest Semitic languages, so Baal can function like a title. It's not always a personal name, but in the Old Testament Canaanite background, the major figure is usually Baal Hadad, which I think you have that. No, you don't.
Well, I've got some different variations that he showed up in.
Is the storm and rain god. So the World History Encyclopedia identifies Baal Hadad as the storm rain deity, also most associated with Canaanite and Mesopotamian religion. But yes, but the main takeaway is that it meant Lord. These people were basically, Baal was the Lord of their master of their life, pretty much, where Yahweh is supposed to be our Lord and Master.
Right. And the Hebrew word Lord simply means owner. Where we get the word landlord. He's the owner of the land.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Owns our life.
And that's, yeah. And that reminds me of the story when Jesus said, hey, I want you to go get that donkey in there. And he said, like, well, what are you going to tell him? Well, tell him the Lord has need of it.
Tell him your master needs it.
The owner? Oh, here you go. I didn't even know I didn't own this, but here you go.
He was so cool with it too. Like
he was like, here, I'm waiting for this.
All right.
Let's see. Asherah. Did you mention that? Often linked with Baal, sometimes worship alongside Yahweh by the Israelites. Mentioned via Asherah poles, repeatedly condemned in the text.
Which god were they worshiping when Moses was up on the mount, getting the 10 Commandments?
That's a good question.
When he came back down.
I think they were just they built a golden calf.
Right.
But I don't know if there was a god involved.
That is Baal as well.
I thought
it Baal?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because he's often portrayed as a calf. Like sometimes you'll see
so he snuck
that,
in there.
Yeah, you'll see that like there's statues of Baal everywhere. Like there's statues of
outside of Jack Stack Barbecue.
Outside of Jack Stack.
Are you serious?
Well, that makes sense. But like
there's a big cow.
Outside of schools, you'll see.
But that was because what we're eating. Okay.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, even in like Hindu religions, they like worship cows, don't they?
Yes.
Shut about a Honda. We're getting roasted. Please, God help us.
Yeah, we get roasted in our shorts on YouTube
all the time.
Yeah.
I started with a very productive question, and then you two just snowballed.
Were you saying something?
I mean, I can keep hitting ball.
Let's
go through the list.
Let me hit
bro.
this list. There was a Sharte.
Okay.
Which that almost sounds like I sharted.
Yeah.
What do you think he's famous for?
This was the fertility war goddess tied to Baal worship. There was Nisroch, associated with Assyria, mentioned in 2 Kings 19. Molech, which Johnny brought up last episode, associated with child sacrifice, condemned in Leviticus and Jeremiah. The dark angle here is the ritual sacrifice and forbidden worship inside Israel itself.
Soul swapping.
So it got in there. Milcom, it's another deity tied to the Ammonites, sometimes conflated with Molech. Tammuz, mentioned in Ezekiel 8, is part of idolatrous mourning rituals. So when people die, they have mourning. Or it could be in the morning when you're drinking your coffee.
Spelled differently.
I digress,
sure.
yeah, for sure. There's Chemosh, the national god of Moab. He's referenced in Numbers and 2 Kings. And then there's Dagon. Is it Dagon or Dagon?
I've heard Dagon.
Dagonet, those Philistines. They were worshipped by the Philistines. Key moment, 1 Samuel 5, the Ark of the Covenant humiliates Dagon. I remember that one.
And the Philistines are actually ancient
Palestinians.
Greeks.
Palestinians.
Sure. You're right with it. Which documentary you learned that from?
We did a show on it.
No, you didn't.
We did.
No, you're lying.
Oh, we did Israel. Who is Israel? What is Israel? We did 5 episodes on Israel.
Dude, we were all over the place on that one.
We needed to redo our.
We
love Israel.
They were the best.
Anyway, so
I think those episodes is keeping us safe though.
huh?
Nothing.
Yeah, yeah. We're not suicidal.
Yep. Listen to our Israel episodes. We're fans, big time.
Some of the Babylonian gods: Marduk, Bel, Nebuchadnezzar gods, Nebo, Nergal, Ishtar, linked to Ashtaroth. There was Succoth Benoth. This is when the Syria resettled Samaria. There was Nergal, Ishma, Dibkaz, Tarkok. These sounds like some great names for a kid.
Tartak.
Andremelech and Anamelech. And then I can go into some Egyptian gods, but I'll pass it to you if you want to do a deep dive. You got 3 of them to hit, right?
Yeah, I got balls. So Bahal's mythology is he's best known for the Bahal cycle. So
what?
This was discovered in an Ugarit Rash Shamra.
Nice.
Perfect.
Good job.
Yeah, that was tight. These texts describe Bahal's battle with Yam, the sea and chaos figure, and later Mot, the death and / drought. So the Bahal cycle dates broadly to the late Bronze Age. So this is like what we physically know, that non-biblical are
like
what they
outside
found.
historical documents. Okay.
The Bronze Age and presents Baal as a storm god associated with fertility and kingship. So this matters because the biblical conflict, it's not random. Israel's God repeatedly shown as the one who controls rain, thunder, fire from heaven, fertility, harvest, life and death. Those were exactly the categories that Baal himself claimed in like the why can't I think of the word when you're digging stuff up in the past?
Archaeology.
Yes, exactly. That's what they
nailed it.
Bingo. So Baal appears constantly as the great rival to Israel's worship of the Lord. So important passages include like Numbers, Judges, where Israel joins itself to Baal of Peor. In Judges, Israel serves Baals and Ashtaroth. First Kings, Ahab and Jezebel promote Baal worship in Israel. First Kings is Elijah confronts the prophets. That's what you talked about of Baal on Mount Carmel.
Or caramel.
Carmel. Team Carmel.
Well, there's no A, so it's spelled differently. So this is actually Carmel.
I like caramel.
It's not caramel. This one's physically
I like caramel.
Carmel sounds that sounds nice.
Yeah, Carmel.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with
I like
Mount
that.
Carmel.
That
Mount
sounds like
Carmel.
legit.
I just get tripped up on it. That's all.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad or nothing. Just
we're not
disappointed.
just Orthodox.
But here, remember this part. You remember this guy named Jehu?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Destroys the Baal worship in Israel. And he goes and he kills Jezebel.
Shout out Jehu.
Throws her out. She's eaten by dogs, just as it was prophesied.
See ya.
And then Hosea 2, Israel's idolatry is described as like adultery with the Baals.
No.
So the Elijah scene, which you mentioned earlier, is a direct theological ambush. So Baal is the storm god, right? And Elijah asks the storm god to see if he can answer by fire, which he cannot, but Yahweh does. So that's why they are actively freaking out, because their God is supposed to do that, and he can't. So Baal worship was connected with agricultural fertility, rain, seasonal cycles, royal legitimacy. In Arganian world, rain meant survival. Drought was not just bad weather, it was the theological crisis. So again, what was happening during that portion of the Bible, there was a drought. There was no rain. Elijah himself was praying that it would not rain. So this is a direct war with what Baal is supposed to do. So once you understand this God, you can see how Yahweh is claiming that power. Like, you don't own the rain, I do. You don't own the fire, I do. And Elijah, again, is showing that. So he's worshipped often in high places. You see that all the time. They were building altars in high places. That's Baal. Altars, sacred pillars, ritual feastings, fertility, symbolism. He's associated with Ashtoreth, which you already said, Ashart,
Sorry,
my bad,
juveniles.
type of goddess figures, and political sponsorship by kings and queens. So the Bible's attack on Baal, therefore, was not just do not worship another god. It is do not give the powers of creation to a storm demon wearing the mask of fertility.
Wow.
Yeah. Pause for dramatic effect.
Pause for
Dun, dun, dun.
I already mentioned all that, but so Baal is the god of make life work for me. He's just the temptation to bargain with nature instead of trusting the creator. But that's all I have on Baal, unless you guys have anything else.
You got anything, Johnny?
No, it just comes back to them wanting to take the glory away from God and prove that they could turn us against God and that humans were nothing and would believe anything. And so they're like, look, I can do this one little party trick. Believe me over here. And God was like, nah.
Well, and it's always been interesting to me because he's like, I think Jacob mentioned this, like whenever Jesus was standing on the gates of hell, and said, even the gates of hell will not prevail against it. You can see how God goes to the places where these gods are supposed to reside and just immediately takes power and dominion over it.
Yeah.
Like even the gates of hell, we're standing on the literal gates of hell, they ain't going to do nothing to you. Just as Yahweh did it in the Old Testament with the prophets of Baal and what their God was supposed to be responsible for. He's like, your God ain't nothing, yo.
You're nothing.
Is he sleeping?
He
Where's
is
at?
asleep. He was asleep, dude.
No, he only had one party trick. They all,
That's all you got.
yeah, they all could just do one party trick, and that's why there were so many of them.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back after the break, we're going to go over some Egyptian gods, Yahweh versus the nations, and then we're going to talk about what is Psalm 82 all about. We'll be
Ooh,
right back.
Okay.
Woo! Come on. Welcome back from the break. Let's get to the bottom of that. We're talking about Old Testament gods today and how they just don't stand up to the God of the universe, the creator, Yahweh. When we left, let's go over real quick some Egyptian gods. Of course, everybody's known these because they've been in movies. The god of Ra, Osiris, Horus, and Aphius, which is a golden calf connection.
We're back
You're
to
asking
Jack
about?
Stack.
Yeah, Jack Stack. Each surrounding nation had its own god that was around the Israelites. Moab had Chemosh, Ammon had Molech, and of course we talked about Philistines. They had Dagon. Dagonit. And so here's the talking point we can talk about. Was Yahweh just Israel gods, or was he challenged a global system of rival powers? That's what I was thinking about when you were talking about the deep dive on Baal. Was this something just made up in everybody that was outside and didn't know who Yahweh was? Or was this actually a god that was trying to get people to serve him?
Are you talking about like the actual Baal himself?
Yeah. Was this an entity, or was this something people just made up because they didn't have Yahweh?
Oh, I think it was a real entity. I think it was a fallen angel that was presenting himself as a god to be worshipped, because I think that when Satan fell from heaven and all the angels that went with him, they wanted worship. They wanted admiration. That's all they cared about. So I think they did present to people. I think they were entities. I think they were gods the way that people saw them, because they were right there, and people's faith are hard to extend. And so back then, you know, the form of the burning bush, like God did present himself to people, Yahweh did, but in a different way. And so these people of little faith were like, this one's in front of me. I believe him.
Yeah.
And my question to you guys is, do you think that's how they built the pyramids?
Ooh, maybe.
Using these powers from these fallen angels.
Oh, 100%.
Because the same with the Aztecs. The Aztecs had very similar architecture built across the world. And I think it was power and architecture from the fallen angels. I think that's how they built these buildings, was from these gifts and these powers they were given from these evil entities.
Well, as you know, the big stones, they put trees or logs in front of them,
Yeah.
and they would roll up, and then
Easy.
they would and then when they were done there, they'd go back and pick that one up, and they'd keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It only took like
Yeah.
500 guys. It was just a normal Saturday.
And just a year.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's easy peasy, man.
Yeah,
So
don't ask questions.
Yeah, so I do think they were presenting to them. I do think they were showing real powers. You know, like, have you guys ever read the book of Enoch?
Yes.
How they talk about the fallen angels are the reasons why we have witchcraft. It's like they did have powers to give us,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I
those
have the
powers,
book right behind me, but it's gone.
those powers didn't even compare to what Yahweh has to show us and to give us when we, follow and believe in Him. But they had enough that people are like, yeah, let's do that. Let's follow this guy. He moved big rock.
Well, I wonder if one time they were on this world and the cult worship stuck with it. And we're talking about like we're going to do an episode on Mesopotamia, and we get into eventually we get into the flood story, and they have an almost identical flood story of like this warring God. So it's like you can see just from all the nations having an existing flood story that this flood probably happened. You know what I mean? And I wonder if that flood wiped out, because what was that called? Pre-Diluvian area?
Yep. Antediluvian.
I wonder if these entities or whatever were real before that, and we don't know. Like Seth, like he brought his wife, maybe she brought some stuff from Baal, and like this worship of this cult following of these old pre-Diluvian gods came down. And at this point in time in history, we have a cult following of a god that used to be a person that is dead. And you can see in the Old Testament that Yahweh is claiming back that territory, but people keep falling into this worship of these entities and maybe that at this point in time they were gone. So he's like, they don't have any power over these things. Maybe at some point, like in I think in Enoch it says that they did at some point, like they were governing over portions of the earth, didn't they?
Oh, they had territories,
and maybe they had powers.
Well,
and
even
stuff
Paul writes about there's principalities and rulers in the air.
Right.
Exactly. They have territories.
So they may have been a physical being, but after the flood happened, maybe it turned into a spiritual thing. And then you can see how everything turns into like blood sacrifice and maybe trying
they just kept that tradition going.
Mm-hmm.
They held on like Moab. Oh, let's build a statue. We'll remember what he was. It was passed down.
It's passed down.
And just like the sun god Ra, there's the sun in the sky.
Yeah.
So he's still here with us.
Yeah.
Well, I also think they've changed the way that they've been represented to where they are still represented physically in the world, but under different names, like
AKA abortion.
Oh, well,
Planned Parenthood.
I wasn't even going to go that way. I was going to go astrological signs.
That's true, yeah.
The star signs that people
Greek
worship,
mythology.
all the Greek mythologies, ghosts. When people say that they're having a seance and they want to connect to their grandma and their grandma's talking, it's not your grandma talking.
Yeah.
That's an open.
Grandma's not here.
That's an open door. You're calling out to someone. They're going to fill that spot because they want to be in this world and cause chaos.
I wonder. I've wondered that in the Bible. When Samuel comes back, whenever Saul goes.
Yeah, he goes to the witch,
and Samuel's like, "Dude, what are you doing, man? Like, why are you calling?"
Or
me
Samuel
back?
does.
Yeah. When he's dead.
Don't you know you're not supposed to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder
Scolds him.
I wonder if that's the real Samuel. It has to be.
Well, why would it record that it wasn't? I mean, it was. It said Samuel came back. He talked to him and he scolded him.
Yeah. So there is some, I guess
There is
it's
something
a possibility.
Yeah, and he reached that place of wherever they were before, purgatory, wherever you call it.
Abraham's bosom.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call that place. Maybe that place was accessible
Yeah.
by whatever the witch was using on the planet. Maybe they can still. I don't know if they can access that today. I don't know where that place is.
I don't think it exists anymore. I think Jesus Christ emptied
He
it
broke
out.
it.
It's gone.
Yeah,
But there's still
he's not the
something here,
direct
right? You know what I'm
bridge.
saying? Like the
I don't think
seance and the Ouija board.
I don't think that exists anymore. Like when Samuel presenting himself and being able to talk. I don't think that exists anymore.
Because it's emptied.
Right.
Yeah, but what are they talking to today?
Demons.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Fallen
so
angels.
they're just okay.
They're all the same. So these gods we're talking about, I believe, are fallen angels. I believe they are demons. I believe they're aliens. I believe it's all different disguises that they wear to create chaos for fun.
Gotcha.
I believe it.
That brings me to my next point, Psalm 82. God has taken his place in the divine council.
Yeah.
So they don't preach on that, do they?
Well,
They I don't know if they skip over that or not. In the midst of God, he holds judgment. Verse 2. How long will you judge unjustly and show partiality to the wicked? So Psalm 82 describes God judging other gods. So here's the talking point. Who are these gods being judged? Corrupt angels?
Yep.
Spiritual ruler over nations? You just mentioned that. Territories. And if they're nothing, why judge them?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not nothing
Well,
because
it's a good one. Good point.
you can't have the good that we have through Jesus Christ and Yahweh without having opposing sides on the earth. Like the Bible talks about a spiritual war happening all the time around us. And so that's who I think he's judging is these fallen angels that he kicked out of heaven that are parading themselves as God. And it's like, you wanted to come down here. You wanted that power. You wanted to be important. Well, now you're going to be judged accordingly. You're getting what you want. Congratulations. And I think that's what it's talking about.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's a lot there because, for instance, the 200 watchers that came down Mount Hermon and slept with women and had
shout out
Nephilim.
Yeah.
My theory is demons we have today running around are disembodied Nephilim.
Right.
That's my theory because those 200 watchers are chained up.
Yeah.
Currently.
So it has to be the continuation of whatever, right?
Yeah, the abomination.
And then if you think about it, Lucifer was just sitting back watching this whole thing.
I mean, Master of Chaos.
You know what I'm saying?
He's just having
he was
fun.
like, look
yeah.
at these guys. Are you
Have
crazy?
you-
You're going to have sex with women? What's going on?
I'm like, dude.
He was like, you've crossed the line. I'm
Well,
like,
have you guys heard the theory that the Nephilim are shapeshifters and they are living amongst us and they have always been living amongst us?
I have heard that.
And like the way that they connect, the way people look throughout history, and then when one dies, it's reborn and he looks the exact same. I didn't do any research on it, but
Allegedly,
right? There's, it's just you can go real deep on that down that rabbit
yeah,
hole.
and to your point about Justin Bieber going to this place where these people, where did they get these ideas?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where do you think they got these ideas from? They're just continuing a line of
at one point someone showed them and then someone showed them and then it's just a snowball effect of like these rituals have always been
It's
kept
lineage.
sacred and passed
bloodline.
down. Yep.
Yeah.
In the shadowy
Shout out
parts
Skull
of,
and Bones.
Yeah. Shout out Molech. Moloch.
You said you had 3 to deep dive
Yeah,
on? What do you got?
You want me to hit Molech?
Oh, Molech, yeah.
I'll hit it.
I love
dude.
some good Molech.
Yeah, so let's go with, I'm going to say it Moloch. I'm going to pronounce Moloch.
Hey, once there was a mollusk. He came up.
I can go
Well,
Molech
he
or
wasn't
Moloch.
Moloch walked into a bar. Well, he wasn't. He was a fish, so he was swimming. Anyway, go ahead.
So we've talked about him a little bit, but he's one of the darkest figures in the Old Testament. So the name associates with the Hebrew consonants MLK, which is related to the word king in quotation marks.
Huh.
But scholars debate whether Molech was a specific deity, a title meaning king, or a type of sacrificial rite tied to maybe Baal worship still. So the Jewish Encyclopedia describes Moloch worship as connected with child sacrifices and notes its association with Ammonite influence in the 7th century BC. The Jewish Virtual Library summarizes the biblical material by noting that the Holiness Code speaks of giving or passing children to Moloch, especially in Leviticus 18 and 21 and 20, 2 through 4. So where you'll see this is Leviticus, Kings, Solomon. So in Kings, Solomon builds a high place for Molech.
What?
2 Kings, Josiah defiles Topeth to stop child sacrifice. Jeremiah, the children are burned in the valley of Hinnom. Jeremiah, the child is sacrificed to Molech. They're falling into
Wow.
utter decay here. Ezekiel, children offered up into idolatry, which is Molech. And then Ezekiel again passing children through fire. So the repeated phrase is passing through fire. Some argue this could have been meant a non-lethal ritual in some cases, but Jeremiah and Ezekiel strongly imply that actual killing in at least some contexts is. Some people note that scholars debate details, but there's a general consensus that child sacrifice occurred in ancient Israel. Through the extent and exact form that remains debated. So, the Topeth was associated with the Valley of Hinnom, which was the child sacrifice. It was south/southwest of Jerusalem. This place later becomes linked to Gehenna, which is a symbol of judgment. Biblical Archaeology Society notes that the Bible speaks of Judahites sacrificing children to Moloch in the Ben Hinnom Valley, while also observing that direct archaeological evidence in the Hinnom Valley itself has not been found, and that the scholars continue to debate Phoenician Punic evidence elsewhere. So, the careful position is that the Bible text clearly condemns child sacrifice. The ancient child sacrifice is historically a thing, but the precise ritual mechanics are not completely recoverable, at least from archaeology, but we're still witnessing it today. So,
I have a verse really quick that kind of connects with child sacrifice
Sure.
and maybe possibly what they're doing. It's Micah 3, 1 through 9. I'm only going to read 1 through 4, but if people listening at home want to read the rest of it, they can go on. But it says, then I said, listen, you leaders of Jacob, you rulers of Israel. Should you not embrace justice? Should you not hate good and love evil? You tear the skin from my people and the flesh from their bones. You eat the people's flesh, strip off their skin from their bones, and break their bones into pieces. You chop them up like meat in the pan and flesh for your pot. Then you will cry out to the Lord, but he will not answer them. At this time, he will hide his face from them because of the evil that they have done.
yeah.
And tell the folks at home where they can find Micah.
Where's that located?
Between which books?
No,
In the Bible.
Oh, in the Bible. I was like Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Number. I was like, I don't
Come
know
on,
which
dude.
two.
Sorry.
I thought you meant like which two books it was sandwiched between. I was like, oh no, I got to remember.
what number?
Micah's in the Bible.
Yeah, thank you.
Is what you're getting at. So
Yeah.
I was just playing off of that because
That's horrible.
that verse is tied back to Moloch and the child sacrifice and how, like, they've always just been doing this stuff and
Yeah.
they've just passed it down. And now, we're learning about all this gross stuff and people are so outraged. How could this happen? It's always happened. It's always been happening.
It always has, especially like the portion of the Bible where like the women cook. I bring that up all the time because it's brutal, where she like cooked her baby and ate it and then was mad that the other girl didn't do it. You're like, we both ate my child and she didn't do it to hers. What are we going to do about it? That was Solomon too.
They
wasn't
made
it?
a pact.
Yes. That they were going to eat
And
their
you-
child.
And
Yes.
it's like one of the oldest tricks in the book.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do this.
Psych.
Let's do this bad thing together. 1, 2, 3. Just kidding.
I mean, just
Psych.
Well,
can you
then
imagine the state
Oh,
of decay?
just yeah.
And here's the thing that's scary about it. Solomon fell into that. The wisest person to have ever lived.
How? That's crazy.
I
don't know.
think that all is left in the Bible to teach us that wisdom is not everything and you still need God. It does not matter how wise you are. It does not matter how smart you are. Even the brightest, richest, most wise people can still fall to depravity because human nature is evil and we are evil. And that's why we need our Savior to guide us. So I think that's why so much of Solomon's downfall was left in the Bible, to show that even the wisest man was still very imperfect without a Savior.
Yeah. So Moloch worship often is represented as like a panic religion. So you can read throughout the stories of the Bible.
Panic?
Yeah, it's always when something crazy's happening, Israel's kicked out. So they start worshiping. It's
Like, oh, what are we gonna do? Oh
yeah.
gosh.
So it reads that it's like they did not sacrifice their children because they were evil, as they likely believed that this extreme sacrifice would purchase extreme favor. So
they were gonna get some help.
yeah, protection from war, victory in war, fertility, dynastic survival, appeasement of divine wrath. So the thought process is, if I give the God what is most precious, maybe he will save me. Which kind of makes me think of the passage of the Bible of Abraham and his son. You know, if this was
sacrifice,
if he was believed, this kind of goes against that. Like, that God doesn't require a human sacrifice. He provided the lamb himself in the thicket. So this kind of is another way that you can see Yahweh contradicting the God of that.
Yeah, he was like, take your son to the mountaintop. It was like a test of like, thank you for trusting me, but like, I'm not like them.
Yeah.
We don't do this here. Like, thank you for following me. Thank you for trusting me, even though I saw the despair in you. But like, I'll never ask you to do that.
Yes.
Like,
I will provide
Yeah,
it
just
myself.
so you know, this ever happens again, it's not my voice you're hearing. So let me provide, let me guide you.
Yeah. And it's just another way that Yahweh, it looks like, you can see that he was just taking that. And this is not God. None of this was God. This Moloch, this desperation, like, Yahweh will provide. He will continue to provide. If I require a sacrifice, he provides it himself. And which he did with Jesus Christ. He provided a spotless lamb.
Well, it's funny because, like you said, he's constantly contradicting them. In Mark 5 and 9, the word legion is used multiple times, referring to these spirits. And it's like, they needed multiple.
Yeah.
There was, how many names of these false gods have we listed just in this episode? It's like, they needed multiple and they still weren't enough. It's the same Yahweh. It's the same Savior showing up every time, proving he's better than them. And they're like, oh man, okay, let's bring up the next infinity stone. He knocked this one out. Let's get the next one. And it's like every single one, every single God that they bring up, Yahweh's like, step aside. It's like these legions. Yeah, these legions don't compare because he doesn't need legions because he is.
Yeah.
I am.
Yep. I am who I am.
That is it.
Yahweh.
There is just one. Well, 3 in 1, but it's just he is.
But Molech is basically the god desperation, fear, blood bargaining. Do you want me to just roll right into Chemosh too?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So this one was interesting because you can see
Chemosh,
a biblical story of someone sacrificing to Chemosh or Chemosh and them winning a war.
And this was Moab.
Yeah.
The Moabites.
Chemosh was the chief god of Moab. Chemosh was the ancient West Semitic deity revered by the Moabites as their supreme god. So you can see this in Numbers. Woe to you, O Moab, you are undone. In Judges, Japheth represents Chemosh in relation to Moab. 1 Kings, Solomon again builds a high place for Chemosh. So Solomon was all over the place. 2 Kings, Josiah destroys the high place built for Chemosh, built by Solomon. Jeremiah, Moab is judged, and Chemosh goes into exile. And 2nd and 3rd King, the king of Moab sacrifices his son during battle.
Sheesh.
So, yeah.
What? Okay.
So, Chemosh, let's go Chemosh.
I like Chemosh.
Let's do that one. Is unusually well tested because of the Mesha steel. It's also a Moab stone. This is archaeologically. This is a 9th century BC Moabite royal inscription from King Mesha. The inscription says Chemosh was angry with Moab because he allowed Israel to oppress them. Then he later returned favor and gave Mesha the victory. So you can read this in a non-biblical tablet.
Yeah.
This story. So archaeologically, society notes that the Mesha stele was found in Dibon, the capital of Moab, and details Mesha's victories over Israel and Judah from the Moabite perception. So this is huge because, like I said, it confirms the biblical picture. Moab really did interpret war, defeat, victory, and national identity through their God. So he appears to function as the protector, the giver of victory, the receiver of conquered spoils, the divine commander of war, and the patron of Moabite kingship. Again, that stele says that Mesha built a sanctuary for Chemosh because Chemosh saved him from enemies. It also describes spoils and conquered goods being offered before Chemosh. So this was not a private religion, it was a state religion. He is Moab's flag, army, chaplain, kingmaker, and war banner all in one. So the strange moment I was talking about, that was in 2 Kings 3. Israel and Judah and Edom fight Moab. Moab is losing. Then the king of Moab then sacrifices his firstborn son on the wall for everyone to see. And then the text says, great wrath came against Israel, and Israel withdrew. That's crazy.
Yeah, let that sink in.
Let that sink in. Pause for dramatic.
So there was. So you're saying there was a force?
Something happened.
It wasn't just superstition.
Something happened.
I don't think it was superstition. I think
Something was there.
I mean, this.
It was a battle.
The spiritual realm is different than what's going on here. Like, I can't just move my water bottle without touching it.
They were fighting.
But the spiritual world, there's different stuff going on that we can't comprehend or grasp. So I do think that in the spiritual realm, they had power, just like witches can call on a power. Like, there is power in evil, but that power doesn't compare to God. That doesn't mean that that power is not real.
Mm-hmm.
That just means that that power can't touch us, but they can try. So I don't think it was just a superstition. I do think that there was real power. There was forces moving things on earth physically, moving those boulders, shunning the Israelites away.
Yeah.
It's like
and it needed that blood sacrifice.
It's the perfect example of winning the battle, losing the war.
Gotcha.
And I think they're still doing it today because it's like when you study like just the 3 that I went over and see, it all kind of surrounds around sacrifice, blood, fear, panic. You know, back to the Bieber story. They tried to get the child, everything that we've studied up to this point. The ritualistic worship of these gods almost directly ties to it. So I think, you know, I think the book Supernatural, shout out Michael Heiser, he ties the term Baal-Zebub in the New Testament when Jesus says, you know, I don't cast out by the powers of Baal-Zebub, as he ties that to Baal himself as basically the literal name. And I don't know if I fully agree with this, but as the literal name of Satan. Because Satan, all that means is the accuser.
That's right.
You know, and the Lucifer, all that means is like the
light.
Yeah,
morning star.
So he ties him,
Beelzebub.
Yeah, to the Old Testament Baal-Zebub.
They're probably all. I wonder if they're all the same.
I think,
or are they just different entities in different territories.
I think there could be a really good argument of them all being the same, just because of the Master of Confusion.
Same name, different or same person, different names, basically.
Yeah, just it's all there to make chaos and fear and.
But all the worship is kind of the same.
That leads me to what you just mentioned when he did confront Legion.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "We're because we're many.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of us in here.
Yeah,
they weren't the same.
Yeah,
but I do think there's still a hierarchy.
Oh yeah, powers. Yeah,
yeah. So,
yeah, in high places.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean like these powers
Molech,
weren't the bigger
Baal.
ones pushing the little ones out, like go cause chaos type of thing. I mean, I don't think it's as deep
Like
as
Baal
they were.
and Molech were like meeting somewhere, going, "Hey, what we got next week?"
Yeah,
Well, we got child sacrifices over here.
I think of it
Hey,
like
guess what
an
Moab
army.
did? He just killed his son.
I bet that freaked him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like an army.
Well, I
You
just
have
got
your
my butt
sergeants,
kicked
your
on Mount
generals.
Carmel. What? Right?
Oh, listen
all
to
my
this.
all my guys are dead.
I didn't even get any to
Oh.
eat. There's no cookies.
So the Septuagint
There's one
reads, the Septuagint reads, all the gods of the nations are demons.
What?
That's what it reads in the Septuagint. That's the Orthodox lens. It just says it.
Wait a minute.
clear
You're
cut.
talking about when he said, what are you quoting?
Oh, I'm gonna look it up.
What are you quoting?
Septuagint.
No, I mean, what scripture?
That's what I'm finding right now.
Oh, what did you look up? I want you to walk me
This
through
is
this
in my
process.
notes. It's in my notes.
Okay, gotcha.
I didn't get the exact scripture verse.
So,
Hang
Johnny,
on.
so you got hit by a truck.
Yeah, crazy story. 40 days in the hospital.
Wow. Were you unconscious?
I was fully conscious the whole time. I don't remember any of it, but there is body cam footage of me still trapped in my car talking to the first responders the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Them pulling
But you
me
don't
out.
remember that?
Nope.
That's crazy.
I was completely conscious in the ambulance the whole time, talking to people, asking for help, but I don't remember any of it.
They used Jaws of Life? Was it that
They
bad?
did, yeah. So it's actually a really cool story where my femoral artery got severed. So the accident happened. Passerby saw, pulled the other driver from the truck, came to pull me from the car. They couldn't get me out because the dashboard had clamped my legs in, so they couldn't get me out. Actually ended up being a huge miracle because if they would have pulled me out, I would have bled to death.
Gotcha. It was clamping it off.
Yep, it's just another, like, the story is really cool. I could talk about it forever. I won't, but it's just little testimonies within the entire story of, like, God being with me the whole time and how coincidences don't happen.
Yeah. And kept you on the planet.
Yeah, when evil people choose to use their free will to do evil things, when you love God and you choose to allow him to use your story for his kingdom, he can take that evil and still use it for good.
Gotcha. Amen.
That portion of the Bible
Back
was
to you,
Psalm,
Joey.
Psalm 95, verse
Psalm
5.
95.
Took you
Okay.
long enough.
The Greek is, I'm not going to read it.
Don't try it. The Koine Greek?
Yeah, it's all right. It says, "For all the gods of the nations are demons." That's what it says.
That's Psalm 95?
Psalm 95.
Okay.
I mean, that's what we've been saying. Like,
They sacrifice to demons and not to God. That's in Septuagint, Deuteronomy. In Baruch, you provoked him by sacrificing to demons. That's in Baruch.
Oh, wow.
Baruch.
Baruch.
I think it comes back to all of it. Like, people worshiping anything that's not God really is just rooted in these Old Testament gods passed down through generations, just putting these demons on pedestals that are just out here behind closed doors laughing at us because, like, can you believe they believed that?
Yeah.
And I've just been getting really deep into reading testimonies of people who used to be really deep into witchcraft coming to God and talking about the experiences they had when they were deep into witchcraft. It's like, that power is real.
Yeah.
The spiritual warfare is real. You just have to know where you stand with it and not call on them and know that the name of Jesus is more powerful. But it's not just a superstition. They have power. We just don't give them power in our life. And
Yeah.
so,
Amen.
yeah, you just have to not, like, it goes so deep into, like, just be careful when you worship. Like, I think that's why God focused so much on telling us not to have idols. Is because he didn't want us to go. It's not that he didn't want us to go in our closet and bow down to statues. He wants us not to worship Hollywood. Don't worship politicians. When you look at the demons and the rituals rooted in the Illuminati, rooted in allegedly other things that I'm not going to say because I don't want to get killed. You can't worship politicians. You can't worship Hollywood because the demons are in there.
Yeah.
They all have this power, that these rituals that, like, Justin Bieber is explaining to that party he went to, all these Illuminati parties are just these big rituals sacrificing kids. And it all comes back to what we were told in the Bible. It's like nothing new under the sun.
Yep. They're still doing it. Same thing.
Did you have
Eating
anything
kids.
else to add? In your notes?
Shout out Jesus Christ.
Shout out. Hold on. Savior.
The lover, the giver of life, who proceeds from the Father.
Well, I'll wrap this up if you don't have anything else from your deep dive on Shemesh, Molech.
Oh,
I didn't want to cut you off if you were still cooking.
hang on, let me see where I'm at.
He ain't cooking. He burnt it.
Yes,
on the
it's
roasted.
It's done.
No, it's fine. We kind of talked about it candidly. So built temples, prayed. Yeah, Orthodox Christian lens. I already said all gods of the nations were demons.
Yeah,
The Old
demons.
Testament does not present Yahweh as one tribal God who happens to beat the others. It presents him as the uncreated creator, while the others are either lifeless idols, demonic powers, or rebellious created beings that have no
One
power.
little thing that's a side thing, but if we're saying they're all in the same vein as Greek mythology, those gods are always fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you're a god and you have power and people are praying to you, you don't need to fight each other. Like, why are they constantly trying to get on top if they're already gods? And I think that's just further proof of there being one true God and then having these other entities on earth fighting for the love of humans and the power.
Or the destruction of humans, because the flood story in the Ugaritic text, it details the story of a god he was like annoyed with we were being too loud. And he's like, humans are too loud. I'm going to kill them all. Yeah. So then this other god, I can't remember the name of him, it's in Mesopotamian text, warns the creator, the story person, to build an ark as like, hey, they're going to try to kill everybody. He like just barely survives. That's their flood story. So,
wow.
Crazy stuff. A lot of history in the past.
Well, there is a lot of history in the past. Let's bring this out of the ancient world right into ours. So right here in your own backyard or wherever you're listening to the show at, we don't bow to statues. It's kind of deltoves, piggybacks on what you just said. We don't bow to statues. We don't build altars on hills. But are we really that different? What are people sacrificing today? Money, power, fame, control.
Their attention span, doom scrolling. Just giving our minds over to
what are
it.
we serving without even realizing it?
Yeah.
I think that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
But what if the name changed, but the system didn't? The system is still the same.
Mm-hmm.
The names didn't. So the Old Testament doesn't read like mythology. It reads more like a conflict, like resistance, like something's pushing back against forces that want to control over people. Nations even believed in itself. So here's the question. Were these gods just stories that were just made up, or were they something real and lost? I believe we covered that. Got to the bottom of that. Because if they were real and if they were judged, it's not just history. It's a warning to search for the one true God and how to get connected back to the source. How do we do that?
Yeah, I think
Jesus, there's only one way.
Sick.
Does anybody got anything else to add to the Old Testament gods?
I think we got to the bottom of it.
I think we did. Thanks, Johnny, for hanging out with us again in the month of May. Appreciate your insights. Don't forget the question of the week. The secretive religious order of the Knights Templar credited to start what modern industry today? The military-industrial complex, tele-evangelism, the banking system, or the prison system? You can scroll down below this episode, below the description, and vote for that. Everybody, also in the description, you can follow us on social media. We're on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, TikTok, Instagram, everything, wherever you want to follow us. But please do me a favor. Share this episode with somebody that you like and tell them, hey, you need to go click the subscribe button on Spotify and give me a 5-star rating out there. All right, appreciate it. Also, keep one fist in the goal and one foot in the gutter. Tune in next week. You might hear Joey say this.
Do not sacrifice your kids to Molech, man.
Why?
Just don't do it.
Why?
You don't need to.
Okay.
Yahweh will always provide.